My name is Rob Love, the Wolfer Radio, and you're listening to Debatable Truths, where all truths are debatable, objectivity prevails, and mediation occurs.
Well, welcome back. We're back on Debatable Truths. Been on a hiatus for the last 2 months. So if you missed us, then welcome back. And today on the show, as you can see, we have myself, Rob Love, the Wolfer Radio, as well as CB. We're going to be your entertainment for the day for the next few minutes or so. We have a hot topic today, but before we continue this broadcast, if you can go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
That's right. Smash that like button. We need those notification bells ringing.
That's right. So, in the news, we had a video today that went out from a star basketball player, future Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Sue Bird. Sue Bird came out and she made, in my opinion, a controversial statement, but in many eyes could be a necessary statement. Let's listen.
On the eve of the finals, your girlfriend Megan Rapinoe wrote in the Players Tribune a really thought-provoking piece, and it was about how her sport, soccer, is perceived and how it's marketed and how it's different with the WNBA. I wonder if you could just explain to our viewers who might not have read the piece kind of what the argument was, because I thought it was really interesting but really important too.
To be completely blunt but also kind of simple, soccer players generally are, cute little white girls. And I think basketball players, we're all shapes and sizes. We have, like I said earlier, 70 to 80% black women, a lot of gay women. We're tall, we're big. And I think there's just maybe this intimidation factor with that. People are quick to talk about it, judge it, put it down. And soccer, you just don't see that just based on how they look.
So she was saying that soccer is marketed that way. It is kind of cute girl next door, straight, even if that's not necessarily true. So should it be marketed differently, or, how is soccer doing it wrong, or are they doing it right? And does WNBA need to learn something from soccer?
No, I think the problem is, it's not the marketing per se. The problem is how society and how the outside world is willing to accept the cute girl next door, but not willing to accept or embrace or, I guess not judge these basketball players who are tall, black, gay. That's kind of, to me, where the issue is. What I feel like I've learned throughout that process is you have to be who you are. You have to be true to who you are and authentic. We are, representing all that we are. We're representing every day.
So there you have it. And as you can see that, and like I said earlier, Sue Bird is, very well-known public figure. Again, future Hall of Famer, talented basketball player, and currently the WNBA champion with the Seattle Storm.
Yep, Seattle Storm.
And the statements she just made, although controversial, will there be any pushback from what she said or what she stated? And if so, why or why not? Now, personally, my take on it is, being a former basketball player, she's in the locker room with black female athletes, predominantly a sport full of black female athletes. And what they're going to do is they're probably going to caress her, because if you think about it, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, if they embraced Colin Kaepernick like what I believe the WNBA players are going to do for Sue Bird, where will we be right now? I'm sure that her intent was to bring the focus on the fact that WNBA isn't getting as much shine or as much burn as women's soccer. Women's soccer, but I mean, the popularity of soccer is greater than basketball, even on the men's side. So, is that a equal or parallel statement to make? It's debatable. CB, go
But
ahead.
so one, Sue Bird is, like you said, a Hall of Famer at G, still playing at a high level at 40 years old, has earned the right to use her platform in a way that she sees fit. And she's continued to do it when she didn't have to. So let me start with just total respect for her. Secondly, I think that we're talking about basketball and soccer in the US. Yes, throughout the globe, soccer is a more well-known and well-liked or more played sport. So I can somewhat see the disparity on a global terms. But when you talk about in the US, nobody cares about soccer. MLS is finally taking off and is continuing to do well and moving forward. And then you have us who are like sports fans. Look, I watch Premier League, I watch F1, I watch some of everything. If it's a sport and it's interesting, I like it. So I do like soccer. Now, to her point and the statement she's making, there's a part of me that wants to agree with her, and there's a part of me that wants to disagree. And the part that makes me disagree is that soccer is a global sport, and it's an opportunity. And generally, when you're talking about US women's soccer, you're not talking about the women's soccer league. You're talking about when these women go out and they represent the United States against other countries on the globe. So then it brings up American pride. Now, conversely, you could say that the US women's basketball team has more championship gold medals, whether that is with FIBA World Cup or Olympic gold medals. But the world doesn't care about FIBA. They care about the World Cup. And then when it goes to the Olympics, it's the Olympics. And so everyone has Olympic fever. Now, I do agree with her that whenever it's not the World Cup, but the Olympics, women's soccer gets more burn than women's basketball. And our women's basketball team has been winning gold medals since '84.
That's a fact.
Consistently destroying people. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm looking online right now. I can see that in '92, we got the bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, it's been nothing but gold.
And that's around about the time when they stopped requiring where professionals weren't playing in the Olympics. I mean, '84 was when Michael Jordan and all those guys came out of college and they played. But then I think it was '92, starting with the Dream Team is when the strictly professionals, got to play. And I think they only had one college player on that team, Christian Laettner. But Sue Bird, no, listen to this though. Listen to how she brought it in though. She said, and to be blunt, it's the demographics of who's playing. These are her words. Women's soccer players are generally cute little white girls.
It's true.
Right there, listen, but still, right there, it's going to rub people the wrong way by you're saying that little white girls can get the fans to watch them, and she said, big, black, gay, tall women that are intimidating are the people that can't get people to view their product.
I think what she's saying is you get the marketing and the interest. And the marketing and interest is going to follow that demographic that plays soccer. I think we generally have one or two players that are on the field for women's soccer that are Black, that are like constantly playing. I can't call out their names. I remember one was a center midfielder, and I think the other one was a striker.
Okay.
And she was fast as hell. The chocolate So I'm,
I
being
mean,
black, right? The little
she
short chocolate sister, she was wheels. Man, she was
well,
good.
I mean, let's put it in perspective now.
And then
She's
Shorty
a
from the
little
other,
black girl that's out there playing with a bunch of white women. Is she gonna be faster? I'm just saying. Come on now. I
and then
don't.
I think
I don't
the
think
young lady,
that's really amazing to say that she's gonna be faster than everybody else on the field.
but so the team flows really well. I'll give them that. But I think you're looking at two things. And it's hard because whenever we talk about women's soccer, we're really only talking about the World Cup and Olympic team.
No doubt. No doubt.
You're not talking about everyday women's soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to women's basketball, we're talking about the WNBA. We're not talking about the Olympic team.
Right.
So I don't want to say you're comparing apples to oranges, but you truly are. One is representing Team America. And you know how Americans are about America. America, fuck yeah. We got a whole movie about this, Team America, right?
Fair enough. No doubt. I mean, yeah.
So it's you're arguing against patriotism. But I also respect and understand her perspective. That she's saying that these are women who are at the top of their game, and we are fighting and struggling to get a fan base.
Yeah. And that's real. So don't get me wrong. When I first heard it, just for her saying little cute little white girls, I mean, that already had wheels in my head turning, and I'm thinking some type of way of what you just said, and regardless of whatever follows by you saying we are tall, gay, and I mean she did even say the word gay. I mean, being that she is lesbian herself, I'm not sure if women are supposed to call themselves gay or lesbian. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to have any backlash in the LGBT community or not, because the L's like to be considered L's, right? I mean, I don't really know, but she used the word gay. Everybody knows that she's dating Megan Rapinoe, who's probably the most well-known soccer player in the world. I mean, wasn't she the captain?
Yep.
The leader of the national team and all of
Yep.
that, and that's who her girlfriend is. So they've had this conversation. This is not a conversation. This is not Sue Bird coming out of left field and deciding to make a statement. And just like I was telling you, I was talking on the phone today with Big D, who we had on the show a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and his take was exactly that. I first posed the question, so do you think she's going to be in a locker room again next year? Because that might be something that depends on the backlash that she gets from this. I don't know if she can come back. But exactly. That's immediately what I thought. My thought process was, man, she might have messed up, because she's trying to say that, because let me tell you how some people can see it. When you say cute little white girls, then and you don't use that same qualifier when you're describing the black girls, like they weren't called cute. They were called tall, big, intimidating, and gay. All those can be lumped together and perceived as she's trying to say that they aren't attractive. If they're
No.
intimidating looking, if they're tall, if they're big, and if they're gay, how can they be attractive?
I don't think one, that she was excluding herself from that group of basketball players.
Exactly. True that.
So one, and then two, when she's talking about cute little white girls, she's not then including her girlfriend Rapinoe in that either, because she's gay. So
Right.
I think and generally soccer players are slimmer, daintier, smaller women, and basketball players, broad shoulders, they're taller and they're thicker because they're banging in the paint with each other. So I think the descriptors, yeah, the cute part, you can go back and forth, because look, there's some very beautiful women's basketball players.
I mean, Skylar Diggins does exist. Go ahead.
And and there are tall women also. One off the top of my head, the
Candace
center
Parker.
for
Candace Parker. Okay.
Candace Parker forever, right?
She got it
and
all.
So there are tall women who can fall into the queue. There are short women who can fall into the queue. Everyone is not good looking for everyone, but there's someone who thinks they are good looking, right? So I don't want to step into, oh, you're not cute. These are just ones that I can come up with quickly that are appealing to my eyes. Let me put it that way.
Yep.
But again, I think the demographic who she is addressing is white America.
Okay.
She's taking this position about the World Cup and the WNBA as it pertains to white America, and which is Madison Avenue, the big companies spending money to support sponsorships. And she's saying these organizations support women's soccer, but they're not supporting the WNBA the same way. Neither are the fans. But I think, again, the biggest issue in the argument is you're talking about a basketball league compared to World Cup, where it is competition for countries and competition for teams within an individual country.
Yeah. And each one of them is having their own little battle, the little small battles that they're having.
Yes.
WNBA feel that they should be being compensated similar or on the same scale as the NBA. And then the World Cup women feel that they should be compensated probably better than the men's because of their status and the revenue that they bring in. And they have a very valid point.
Yes.
Their point makes a little more sense. And
but they run into the same issue with women's soccer. When USA men's soccer plays Portugal, you get Ronaldo.
No doubt. Right.
When you play the UK, you get all the guys that come with that. When you play France, you get the World Cup team who just won and a bunch of players on that team who are stars in the Premier League.
Right.
So that's the other issue that the women run into. Look, you will not get me to disagree that the women's soccer team fares far better for our country than the men's soccer team.
Right.
But the men's soccer teams are playing against soccer stars.
Right. Yeah. And that's why they have not fully won the battle that they're fighting for.
Yes.
What's considered equal compensation or equal pay for them. On the WNBA side, I mean, they've made a little leeway, but it's still nowhere near what an NBA player would ever get, and it never will be because, I mean, I played ball in college, high school, junior high, all the above and below, and even a little semi-pro. But when the girls, and everybody knows, when the girls get ready to play, there's nobody at the game. Everybody started coming to the game around the end of the third, beginning of the fourth quarter of the girls' game just to watch the boys play. They come to see us. They weren't coming to see the girls, and that's still the case now. No matter how professional they are, how good they are, how skilled they are, if you're going to dunk in the game or not, nobody want that product. So I think she's really trying to be, and we're talking about Sue Bird, I think she's really trying to be a voice of the WNBA and the disparity of, I guess, notoriety between WNBA and and women's soccer. I'm not even going to call it World Cup because there's probably other women's leagues that matter. So
I think we have the WSL.
I'll give them a little respect too. But all in all, it's still, a predominantly Black women-led sport which I don't think is about them being black either. I don't think it's about them being black. If it was an all white women's basketball league, do I still think that um, they're going to be faring well or having more capacity in the stands or more viewers on the TV just because they're white? I don't think so. So I understand her trying to be a voice and bring notoriety because she's not lying. Nothing she spoke wasn't true, but it's the delivery of that message and how it's going to be received. I think it's going to be a little backlash that's going to come along with it. I think it is. I mean, I haven't been on Twitter yet to check it out. Been on the road, obviously, as we all know. Been on the road and even working from the road at the same time. But once I got stationary tonight and decided, hey, let's go ahead and record this and hey, let's make it official. Let's get something out there because we haven't been on the set in a while. We kind of miss it.
Yeah. I honestly though, I don't think she gets any smoke from this. Honestly. I don't think she gets any at all. And if I were to look at the two leagues, the women's soccer league, the National Women's Soccer League, and the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association, I think the women from the WNBA are paid far better than the NWSL. And Bird was able to sign a supermax contract. I was doing some little reading while you were talking, and I think they finally upped the WNBA supermax to about 200,000 a year.
Yep.
Again, I know it is nowhere near anywhere what someone in the NBA is making.
Oh yeah, that's not even a chance that it's going to even make that.
I get it. Curry is in the 40 million, LBJ, all the top guys, supermaxes, they're in their 40 millions. They're in 200,000. But that's a part of the fan base, the corporate sponsorship, the TV rights. And it's not that they are not putting a good product out for us to see. It's just not as compelling. We watch basketball because someone's going to get postered. Now, maybe they drop the hoop down to 9 feet and someone catches a fade a couple of times. You're talking about a whole nother story. But then right. I think there's also that dichotomy of the men and women dynamic. Do men want to see women catching L's like that, catching a fade, someone coming off the wing and just yamming on somebody?
This man does. Yes. It brings me joy just seeing a Facebook on a 7-foot Jordan jammer or the door basketball hoop when a girl jumps over a guy and jams on him and put pelvic region in his face and push his head to the ground and yelling at him. That brings me joy. So yes, it would be highly anticipated if it was actually something that they were considering and thinking about putting in motion, because I know my viewership would be up. And the worst part is, even as a player, I didn't even show up to watch the girls play. Whether I was dating one or attracted to one or not, it didn't matter how fine they were, still didn't watch them play. And that's just the reality. I think that's a reality that we had to be considered. And when you consider Sue Bird's statements, I mean, I understand that she's trying to be an advocate and spit knowledge and truth about why they are where they are right now with the viewership and the sponsorship and the revenue and all that. But I don't think her being, I guess, the quote unquote advocate or voice of the WNBA and their pitfalls or is is the route to take, especially just by saying specifically the word demographic, cute little white girls, and ending it with um, the way they look. Because that's where all, no matter what you said, by addressing it and saying we are tall, we are gay, we are intimidating looking, but you still finished it with the soccer girls are cute, and they are, we're talking about the demographics of it, and it's all about looks. So man, we'll see. I hope she doesn't receive backlash about it, but I don't see how she can avoid it.
I really don't think she gets the smoke that you think she's going to get. I really don't.
Yeah, we shall see. Let's log on to Twitter and come back and briefly discuss it a little bit later. Well, not today, but I think I'm done for the night because man, I've been driving for, it'll be 2 months tomorrow.
Yeah, Uncle Traveling Matt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I upgraded my Cricket Wireless to a 5G T-Mobile. The only thing is, on the road, T-Mobile 5G is not 5G. It is like half G. It is like a no G, OG. Man, it's terrible. In between major cities is the worst. Inside of a house, it's the worst. If you're not on Wi-Fi, then I don't even know what the point of 5G is. Because I have a 5G phone, that Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra.
Yep.
Great phone. The camera is amazing. The screen sharing and the charging ability is great. Oh, it's awesome. But as far as the service, I don't know if that's a T-Mobile function. Well, yeah, it's got to be a T-Mobile function because it's all about towers and all that. But man, it is not as advertised. I'll tell you that. 5G is terrible G.
So I'm doing a quick look for women's soccer. I know why she said cute little white girls.
Mm-hmm.
They are little. They're looking like 5'7" and below. 5'7" is tall.
Yeah.
One of the starting forwards, is 5'4". So, and my daughters they play soccer here and there. Now, granted, with Corona, it's kind of messing everything up. They're 5'9" easy, 5'10". That's why I keep pressing play on them and playing soccer. I'm like, yeah, keep playing.
Yeah, might as well. Go ahead and dominate that. They're going to be giants out there. Like
Yes.
Zlatan.
Yes.
Then he quit. He gone back overseas, isn't he?
Yeah, my man is crazy, though.
He is all of that. He is every bit of that word. That dude was something else. I did not. But he was good, though. He was good. He is huge. What was he? How tall was he?
I couldn't tell you his height.
Yeah, he tall. That joke was a freak.
But for my girls, I tell them, I'm like, yeah, definitely continue playing soccer. I'd love you to be a midfielder or a forward, but because then you're able to create size. But even if you're a defender, man, I know your goalie would love you. Yeah, you got 5'9", 5'10", and as long as you're light on your feet and you can move, which soccer's not going to let you be any other way. Mm-hmm. None of these 5'7" or 5'4" girls are going to come into your paint because you're going to push them down like a basketball player.
Yeah, they don't want that smoke at all. That's not something that they want to even deal with or even fathom that they have to deal with. Because first of all, your girls are going to be faster. They're going to be stronger. They're going to be more athletic and bigger. They're going to be freaks out there. That's why Serena and Venus, when they came on the scene, it wasn't even fair. When you actually can play, and it's not like they went through the field and the field were like really inferior, because when they first came in, they had Monica Hingis to deal with. Martina. What is it? Martina.
Yeah, Martina.
Hingis. They had Monica Seles to deal with. They had Jennifer Capriati to deal with.
They were babies, new on the scene. These are vets.
Yeah, Aranka Sanchez Vicario to deal with. Yeah, I know some tennis. I know a little something. That's right. Man, who was some of the other ones? Justine Ennen Arden. But now she's divorced, so I think she's back to Justine Ennen. but yeah, so yeah, man. But they came in. Venus was dominating at first. You know, she was always winning Wimbledon and U.S. Open.
She never was
won.
Big Sister.
She never won French or the Australian during that time. It was just every time French. I mean, the U.S. and Wimbledon. That's it.
Grass and asphalt.
Like that's all she could win. That's all she could win. And then when Serena finally caught her, oh, it was showtime. She won 2 Serena Slams, I think, and that means every single one of them. To this day, I don't know if Venus ever still won a French. I think she got an Australian. I don't think she ever won a French.
I need Serena to lock in. I know it's hard as a parent to go lock in, especially as a mom, because of the attachment you have. And it's unfortunate that we look at it like that, like women have more of an attachment. But look, the child did grow inside of her, right?
Yes, indeed.
But if she could take a year and lock in completely, and I know it's going to be difficult, so she can come in and get another Serena and win all of them, secure her position as the greatest tennis player ever.
Mm-hmm.
As far as grand titles are concerned, right?
Yeah, because she's still one behind, I think, Margaret Court.
Yeah.
I think she's 23, Margaret Court at 24.
And once that's done, then she can go ahead and play tennis for fun. And what I mean by that is you're a mom who plays tennis. No, she could be a mom who plays tennis and not be a tennis player. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because she can focus on family and still play at a high level in tennis, but she's got the monkey off her back now. She's not chasing anything anymore.
Yeah, it's obvious and clear that pressure is on her. She's even made it to 2 semifinals, I know, at least.
2 finals. She's lost in the finals.
She went to 2 finals. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I recall then. Because I know she was at least in the semifinals twice in the last 2 years since she's had the baby. She had the baby year before last, something like that. But yeah, and I think she'll get it. It's just getting out of her own way. I think the nerves get the best of her. Because, she did. I know for sure that one final she faced, what's the Japanese girl? Haitian Japanese.
Yep, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her name.
Yeah. Yep. She faced her in one final. And then she faced a 19-year-old in the Australian, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't quote me on that, but it doesn't matter. She's been to 2 finals. She lost them both. And both of them was their first time in the finals, which she never does. She never lose in the finals against somebody in their first final.
Yeah.
So now I think it's happened 3 times because I think the Russian Sharapova beat her first time in the final, I believe. But now I think 3 people in total now has beaten her. And before that, she was like 12-0 in the finals against somebody who playing their first final. It was something ridiculous like that. But she's already secured the greatest women's tennis player of all time. However, you may as well leave no doubt by going ahead and breaking the record. I mean, why not? Just go ahead and break the record. So Serena, if you ever somehow in some shape or form listen to Debatable Truths, go ahead and break the record, sister girl. And get this over with because we're rooting for you, first of all, and you are unstoppable. You are a class act, regardless of your rants. That's emotion. Everybody has emotion.
And ain't nothing wrong with it.
Not at all. Not at all. Keep that same passion and go out here and get out of your own way. Let those nerves relax. Relax your muscles. Relax your muscles. Relax your muscles. I don't know what movie that was from. But relax your muscles and go ahead and go to work and put that behind you. And
And
matter of fact, after she gets that one more, she gonna probably, like you said, probably finish another Serena Slam.
yeah, the monkeys off her back, like you said.
Mhm.
And you know what else we also forget is the fact that her and Venus was killing the doubles also.
Yeah, they were. I think they only lost one, and that was the one where Venus got hurt. But they had never lost. They've never lost in the Olympics either. There are two golds in the Olympics or three, something like that, together. And yeah, they are. It's not a question that they are the greatest family, but they're probably
Serena's they have 3 doubles and Serena has 1 singles.
gold. That's gold, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
goal.
Yep.
If we show up, we show up.
It's over with. It's not even a competition. It's over. It's over.
And so you look at them, they're getting closer to parity in pay because of the quality of what they're putting out on the court.
No doubt. No,
Because
they're probably
it's almost comparable completely to the men because of the speeds that they're getting with their service. Serena's throwing monsters out there.
Yeah, I think they are probably there already. If we're talking about pay,
Because
they have $2 and $3 million tournaments
yes,
that they're getting paid out.
and I say that as a reach back to the discussion about the women's basketball league.
Yep,
We're
I know where
looking at almost
where you were going with that. That
yeah.
was clever. I mean, you have a good point every now and then, and it kind of comes together and makes sense and looks good in the public eye. We'll give you credit for that. And now they can see who's talking, and that's probably going to help them understand why I dominate you in pretty much every show. But I've been pretty nice today and not just straight murdering you in this debate. But and you should be proud of yourself, or at least thank me for not dominating you.
I was really thinking since you were traveling, I needed to carry the show today. So
Okay.
as usual, I put you on my back,
Okay.
and as the car has carried you cross country, I carried you through this conversation.
Okay. Understood.
So and I respect my elders.
Oh, all right. That's right. Okay. As you should. A young whippersnapper, all in my combo. But hopefully we putting out a good product and you guys continue to listen, because definitely appreciate. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And once we put up it's a little donation site that we have on our main webpage. I'll add that in the menu below on the YouTube box, because if you're listening to this on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other many platforms that it's posted to via the Anchor.fm app, you won't be able to click on any links outside of subscribing to Debatable Truths, getting your alerts when we post a new video, and going into the comment section, making a comment, and also being able to click on the links to donate to keep us on the air, because all that matters. We think we're putting a passionate product out, and hopefully it's a good product for you to keep you entertained, informed, and give you a little bit of knowledge and laughter along the way.
And definitely in that comment section, go ahead and let Love know that I dominated him in this conversation.
Right.
I think y'all should do that every week. After you smash that like button and you hit that notification bell, go down into the comments and just let them know CB dominated again.
Okay. Go ahead and not do that. But what you can do is use your intelligence. So think about it. If you listen to what he said and what I've said, it's not even a question who clearly and completely destroyed the other person in this debate. So what I need you to do is get into the comment section. Let CB know that he was smashed. And we use smash when you talk about male female relations. Um, and but in this case, we're going to use smash as what I did to him, Hulk style. Hulk smash, Rob Love, Wolf smash, CB. It's not a contest. I'm gonna just sit back.
What we'll do is we'll see what America says.
America gonna tell it.
The comments are gonna.
Because they keep it real.
Yep.
Keep it real.
So
But
the comments will dictate the results.
Hey,
And we got to make sure on the next episode we let them know what the comment results were.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down. All right. So there you have it. That's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in to Debatable Truths. I'm Rob Love, Wolf Radio. Again, we had brother CB on the show today. You can see him wearing his high yellow shirt. I mean, clearly the wardrobe was, I don't know, hideous. But it's not his fault. He was raised with wolves and caterpillar. So, I mean, how do you think they supposed to dress? It's not their fault. It's not his fault. But we'll catch you next time. Good night.